weekend.
All
All right.
Forward in that.
And funny, I saw Mr. Robitaille out this weekend.
I heard about it.
The margaritas were flowing pretty easily this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's all right.
I had to switch over to beer.
I think I did switch over to beer,
And
but then I said, you know what, I'm going back to the margaritas. These are way more fun.
Yeah, you definitely went back.
I went from margaritas to Coronas, back to margaritas.
Sounds lovely.
I didn't have to drive, so I'm like, hey, let's live it up. You only live once,
Yeah. Well,
Mikey Snellgrove.
And then ran into Paul Connors.
A resident New England Patriots fan.
Yeah, loves our show.
Yep, he does.
All right, you got to remember to put your phone on silent tonight.
I don't know how to do it.
You can't figure out to put your phone on silent. He struggles with it over here. We are
I'm
really
silent, right?
three old men.
trying
I
to
don't
make
know what
sure-
that means.
Making sure everyone gets it, you know?
Okay. All right.
Hey, you know?
All right. Are we on? Are we live? Are we introing or what?
All right, welcome to the Probably Wrong podcast. Happy Wednesday, everybody. All right.
We'll stop doing the applause.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. I feel like people are clapping for me. This is great. My name is Tony. To my right, Mikey Snellgrove. To his right, Diamond Dave DeShula. I think that's how we say his last name.
Yeah.
I mess it up all the time.
I think that's the closest he's come.
I'll take DeShula. Will you take DeShula?
I'll take it.
All
We'll
right.
take it.
It's
DeShulo.
DeShulo.
DeShulo. You gotta really enunciate that O on the end.
All right. I thought the O was silent.
Eh,
Yeah. Okay.
you're gonna be our resident reader tonight. You got it.
I can.
Okay. All right.
Can't even read. He reads at a second grade level. That's ain't good.
That's all right. A lot of our viewers are speaking a second.
Yeah. So might be right up your alley.
Ah,
All right.
Oh, man. All right. So, what are we going to start with? We have a lot going on.
I mean, I think we get right into what we just saw last weekend. What they call it now, the Super Wild Card Weekend, which drives me crazy. Just Wild Card Weekend. There's nothing super about it, you know. We thought we were going to have a lot of really good games. I mean, they seemed like good matchups. I think we nailed it with the game of the week was that Rams Detroit game, which was awesome.
Good game.
Yeah. But let's start off with that wonderful. Oh my goodness! It was so uneventful. I forgot the first game that kicked off the weekend.
The Browns and Texans.
Oh yes, that's right. I'm wearing the Texas shirt to remind myself.
Yeah. I was kind of rooting for Joe Flacco. I like the old veteran guy, but you know what? C.J. Stroud, good for him.
Wow.
And you watch these young guys perform, these young quarterbacks perform in the playoffs, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I do want a top pick to be a quarterback, you know? Because these guys are not all of them, but if you hit with the right one,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah. And they nailed it with that Stroud. I'm surprised he didn't go number one. I mean, he had all the intangibles.
He's a much better quarterback than the
Bryce Young.
And
right?
better size, right?
That's the first thing that drove
Yeah.
me.
God,
I didn't
Bryce Young
understand.
looks like a little child.
Yeah.
I watched him play at Alabama, and I was like, how's this guy the number one pick?
But it's just
Not good.
between him and Jordan Love, the progression over the season. I mean, Stroud went out of worldly, and he came into this game. Granted, he didn't have any pressure on him because nobody really picked the Texans. I mean, a lot of us we said that we wanted to see the Flacco go, but we wouldn't mind. I think whoever won that game.
No pressure, but you're still in a playoff game.
Yeah.
So there is pressure. Maybe the expectations, but a guy like that puts a ton of pressure on himself.
But it didn't even.
Didn't phase him.
It didn't
Hey,
phase
that's
him.
a
It
man.
didn't
That's a
even
man.
show.
And it
Yeah.
started out as like a decent game.
Yeah, it did.
Going back and forth. You were like, all right, this is gonna be a close one, and then pick six, and then 3 plays later, pick six, and you're like, there goes the game.
That was the Flacco we were waiting to see.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, I know Cooper was hurt, but he was still out there. I mean, I think game plan. I think they did the right move. They parted ways with their offensive coordinator because he looked well overmatched in this game. You know, because once that Flacco magic ran out, he had nothing to go for other than throw it to Njoku over and over again.
And they took him away.
Yeah. I think Njoku had. I'm
a few
destroying his
catches,
last name,
not,
but
not like what he's been doing.
yeah.
He was going like 8 or 10 catches for over 100 yards every game with Flacco. And I mean, they were on him.
Yep.
You know, so he really didn't have anyone open. The running game wasn't working. Nothing was working. I mean, the Texans defense, which I don't know if you can even name anyone on the Texans defense.
Their second first round pick, and I don't remember his name.
Exactly. They're a nameless.
But all these
they're a
young
nameless
guys,
team.
all these young guys came to play. I mean, you got Nico Collins out there, who's still. I think it's his second year in the league. Nico Collins. I mean, just young, just playing like he's been out there forever, making the smart moves. It's just. Anytime Stroud was in danger, he knew he could go right to Nico because he was going to make the move. I thought it looked great. Whose phone was vibrating?
That was mine.
Oh.
I was going to say, and were you scratching your foot earlier? Just now? Like you went down. I don't know if you were grabbing something or scratching.
I have my notes down here.
Oh, I'm like, what is he scratching his foot? Is he about to scratch my foot? What the hell's going on over here? All right, so C.J. Stroud showed up.
Yep.
And if you're a fan of the league...
Thank you, Jay. Will Anderson Jr. Yep.
If you're a fan of the league, Jay Emlack, what's up? This is like a very good thing. Like, this could be a top quarterback for the next 10, 12 years.
I think they're going to fare well against Baltimore. I think this is another bad matchup for Baltimore. Because they
This is a very bad matchup for Baltimore.
Baltimore likes to win games dirty. Not dirty. I shouldn't say dirty. Like the tough, rugged games, 23-14, where if the Texans can air it out.
I was just reading one of the comments that it made me chuckle. Richie Shepard chiming in.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Isn't that like that's... I'm not going to read that
can't
on
read
air.
that one.
I don't even know if I can do that. I know. Weird. No. Whoa. Yeah, but I think if the Texans can score points and they score points early, now Baltimore is not doing what they want to do.
No, not at all. And I just think again, it's just another weekend where the Texans come in with no expectations,
No pressure.
no pressure. The line's 9. You know,
nobody's
picking them.
to even be in the same league as Baltimore.
And I think it's gonna get scary because we like Baltimore, but again, they're like Dallas. They don't win in the playoffs.
I feel like the teams that do win in the playoffs, they don't win because there's no pressure on them. I feel like they win because they have leaders that say, let's fucking go, like, let's take this.
I agree
and
with
I think C.J. Stroud might be that guy.
But one of those things, like a lot of these guys, I hate to use Dallas as the example, but they, from the start of that game, they were tight.
Yeah.
Because the expectation was so high on them, they knew. When you get a team, and I think we're going to see that a little bit with Baltimore because the expectation is very high on Baltimore. Lamar Jackson got his money. Yeah. Lamar Jackson may win another MVP. He can't fail. And that's what we're going to see. In the playoffs, as much as we all sit here and we like Lamar plays a little tight in the playoffs.
Yeah. All right.
This is a big year.
So here's the question. Is Dak Prescott... Is it because he gets too uptight, or he's not a real leader?
I think both of those. I think there's no leadership on that team. I think McCarthy. We'll get into Dallas.
It's a Potts, right?
Before we get to Dallas, let's finish with the other.
All right.
But
the totally distracted podcast. Yeah. All right. So
what do we have? Lamar hasn't been there in 3 years, though. Tom Duquette here, and he's a cheat code on third down. Yeah, I completely agree.
Richard Shepard, I have old humor. Yeah, that's an old person's joke. One that we will not repeat on air.
Yeah, Baltimore definitely solid team. They have the coaching. We'll just see. Dave, you're chomping here. Go.
And that's the thing. Harbaugh is a great coach. He's already won. And why he can't win with Lamar, a guy with all this talent. I can't figure it out.
Is it their style? You fall behind 17-3. Now you can't do what you want to do, and you put Lamar Jackson in situations that he's not best at.
Right. Yeah. And granted, this year he's been slinging the ball, but now he's going to go up in defense, right? C.J. Stroud is in the Lamar Jackson category. The guy can move, and the guy can fire the ball.
Like that freak athlete.
That defense is playing him every week. They're practicing against a younger Lamar Jackson every week, so they're going to be ready for him.
And Lamar Jackson,
I mean, vice versa with Baltimore.
Lamar Jackson slinging the ball when they're up 14-10 is a lot different than with the play action pass is a lot different than Lamar Jackson slinging the ball trying to come back from down 17-3. So if the Texans go up early, this might be a problem.
Yeah, 100%. Very much. I'm really looking forward to that game this weekend. I'm looking forward to, again, we're saying in all 4 games this weekend. But it's gonna be a show. So
Yeah, Paul Connors, good point. Too much time off between games.
They get in their own head.
Get in their own head. Stop thinking.
Yeah.
I love the Texans this weekend. I love that 9-point spread. That is my pick. I am taking the Texans. They are, you know.
Indoor team going outdoors though. We'll see what the weather's like. It always has.
I mean, I still think Baltimore may win, but that 9 points
Yeah,
is too hard to give up with
yeah.
this Texans team.
Right.
And then we roll right into that crap that aggravates me because I thought it was going to be close, that Miami KC game. We all sat here and said KC was going to win. You both gave me crap. You were both right. I just thought it would be a little bit closer of a game. I'm sorry. I just want to say one more thing. And I blame McDaniels. I 100% blame that loss on their coach.
I saw. I don't know where I saw this, but I saw something once that said it takes your body about 6 months to get acclimated to a certain type of weather. And when my brothers come up here from Florida in December, we'll have a day out here that's like 48 degrees. It's not even bad. I could be out there in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And they're like,
in a snowsuit.
yeah, and they're like, it's freezing.
Yeah.
So I think it's an unfair advantage for Miami to go. Yes, it's cold for KC, but it probably feels that much colder for Miami.
Yeah.
And you step on the field and it's like, oh man, I don't even want to be out here.
Did you watch the game?
I watched the majority of it. Yes.
But this is why it was so huge that Miami lost to Buffalo at home.
Right. That's a big
couldn't
game.
You
Get
made
their
that
stuff
point last
together.
week. He was shoving that
Yeah.
in Jay Ferreira's throat last week.
Yeah. He's not on tonight.
No, but that game, I mean, they did not look like, it wasn't just the cold. Just, if you watch that game, I don't know what they were doing. You had that one drive, I think it was in the second, where it was like, okay, we utilized Tyreek Hill, and it was bing bang, he's in the end zone.
Yeah. 2 plays, right?
Because he could not get off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
They were
jacking
hitting
him up. Yeah.
In that game, what did they do? They ran him all the way around. He hit full speed by the time he hit that line, and he was gone.
Yep.
We didn't see that again. Where'd the motion go?
Yeah.
Where was the run plays with Mostert?
You got to make adjustments.
They just kept running him left and right up the middle. I'm like, what is McDaniels doing?
Tyreek Hill is a guy that when Belichick would scheme against him, it was like jam him at the line.
Yeah.
Don't let him get off the line, and then have another guy there as a second layer. And if you're not gonna do that, he runs away and gets 70-yard touchdowns 3-4 times a game.
Controls the game.
Yeah.
But if you're not gonna put him in motion when he's getting jammed at the line, that's a coaching issue.
Exactly. That's why I blame this 100% on McDaniels. I'm sorry. It's not just the loss. It was just the way they lost. It was a completely different team. Like, they went away from what was working for them all year. Maybe he just overthought it, overcoached it, because that team, what you just saw up there, regardless of the cold, it was just a junk. It was junk. If Dolphins fans, I'd be through the roof with this.
If the Dolphins ever want to win a
through
Super
the roof.
Bowl,
I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah.
they're going to have to win the top seed and
Yes.
have home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Right.
They cannot go on the road in January and win.
Right.
Not unless maybe they go into a dome.
Yep.
But
Correct.
Not too many of these good teams have domes.
Yeah. Not in the AFC, right?
No. Nope.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, but now we get to see Mahomes another weekend. In a
Mahomes
big
versus
matchup.
Allen,
Yes.
which is what we want.
Yep.
is this his first road playoff game? I think
I'm
I saw
not
something
positive.
Yeah, I think this is Mahomes'
No
first
kidding, huh?
road playoff game,
Yeah.
which
maybe.
is huge because he's had the luxury of being the best team in the AFC every year and getting that home field advantage.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
But
it should be interesting to see what he does
Yeah.
because he plays in the cold.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not
Yes.
going to be that, but going into Buffalo,
everyone chiming in. Yes, it is his first road.
Yeah.
yeah,
What I think is more important is which Josh Allen shows up.
So that's
Did I take the words out of your mouth?
yes, because what we just saw against Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that was the Josh Allen I was sitting here hyping up. That was the guy. He didn't take the deep shots. He took what Pittsburgh gave him. They established the running game, and the whole thing. I'm like, this is it. Josh Allen will cruise through the rest of the playoffs if he plays calm, cool, collective Josh Allen. Take the ball into his hands. Feed that ball to Cook. Run it up the middle because they're gonna start teeing on him, and then he takes off. He was throwing to Kincaid. He wasn't forcing the Diggs. Diggs was able to work. They were short passes.
His tight ends are both good.
And I strongly believe he comes in with that game plan against KC. This game is theirs. Regardless, I know it's at home. It's theirs. It's Baltimore's game to lose this week.
When Josh Allen plays good football, he might be the best player in the NFL. Go ahead, Dave.
Buffalo's game.
What did I say?
Baltimore.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, I think the other thing it comes down to too is coaching, and Andy Reid is so much better of a coach than Sean McDermott.
We weren't saying that a few years ago,
No, it's Andy Reid. He's gotten past his faults because of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that guy too. This weekend, I know everybody wants to hate on him. That guy's got some balls.
Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
He's a man. Who the hell wants to hate on Patrick Mahomes?
A lot of people hate on
Why?
Patrick Mahomes.
Because he's great?
Because they think he's a threat to Brady. And then I'm like,
Yes.
he's not a threat to Brady. He's got a long way to go to even get in that category.
You know who might be a threat? Andy Reid might be a threat to that wins record as a coach.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
The only problem with Andy Reid is he's about 300 pounds overweight, and he might not be able to coach for 15 years.
Belichick's getting quite plump himself.
Yeah, but he's not Andy Reid plump. Ironically, Matt Patricia looked pretty slim. Did you see Matt Patricia the other day?
No.
Not that he's doing a good job, but he looks like he's slimmed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
We're probably on that Shakeology stuff. Anyways.
Did you see the
Body by Tony.
Yes.
Did you see the Connor's talking
Sign up for a free
snowballs.
trial.
Did you see the fans in Buffalo throwing snowballs?
Yes.
They do that every game. They do.
But it interfered with a catch.
Kinda. It was like behind the guy. I don't think fans should do that.
No.
But it didn't
that's
really.
Buffalo fans.
Yeah. Well, they did throw a dildo on the field once against the
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was
Yeah.
maybe about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
A big schlong. All of a sudden, we're watching a potential touchdown pass, and we see a schlong into the field.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. I'd rather see snowballs. But anyways,
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is shaping up to be Allen's year. He keeps that. He keeps playing like he did this weekend. He's got to cruise. He's going to cruise into Baltimore.
yeah,
really.
it's shaping up to be Allen's year because he's played 1 or 2 good games. Let's be honest. He's been erratic all season.
Yeah.
So,
We get into this game and he starts trying to force that ball downfield to Diggs and Gabe Davis. I think the emergence of, I'm going to destroy his last name, Shakir. That's his last name. The guy from Buffalo, the wide receiver 3. I think the emergence of him and their tight end Kincaid has really helped him rely on these guys down low. And that catch Shakir made this weekend, when they went to tackle him and he spun out and put his hand down and took off.
It looked like a little Edelman or a little Wes Welker.
Exactly. That's where I was going with that.
All right, so your boy Bob talking about waffles. Can you read that, Dave? You're a reader today. I can't read for
He's
crap.
really doing an awful
Yeah.
job at reading.
Told you, he doesn't know how to read.
Always the Waffle House menu in front of his face drives me crazy. But that's the new coach. That's the new coach. That's
He's
the
ordering
way
his
they do
takeout
it.
for after the game.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to call offensive plays. He's got Patrick Mahomes.
Well, this year he's had to call offensive plays because nobody can catch the ball. The emergence of Rice over the last couple of weeks, he balled out in this game. He took over, Kelsey's showing his, 17? How many years has Kelsey been in the NFL?
No, he's not that old. He's
been in a
32?
while.
32, 10 years?
15, 16 years.
No way.
Yeah.
Kelsey, 15 years?
Yeah.
Travis Kelsey, 15. You guys are crazy.
No, you
50
forget how many years.
So he's 36 years old. You're crazy. He's 32.
30. I thought he was 34.
Yeah.
34?
I don't know. We need some help
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. How old is Travis Kelsey?
13
years.
13 years.
So came in at 21,
So
34.
next year will be 14,
No.
and the year after
He
that'll be
was-
15. So we were close, Paul.
Not that close.
Drafted in 11. Yeah.
2011. 13 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's another great matchup next weekend. I just love the NFL.
Yeah.
Especially
Especially once we pass the initial first week of the playoffs. Now we get some good games.
I don't know if you guys saw the reel going around of the Probably Wrong podcast sitting here saying how Green Bay was going to smoke Dallas.
Oh, that's you patting yourself on the back. You didn't say smoke.
No, you
No,
said
no.
they were gonna. They
They were
would
going to
compete.
shut down CD
They were
Lamb,
gonna
and they
compete.
were going to get the pressure, and the Green Bay Packers would win that game.
I think C.D. Lamb shut himself down. I don't know what the
I
hell
don't
was
know.
going on with him.
They schemed up. He
He just
I
looked
give
very
it to him.
confused.
They schemed up. They played excellent. Whew, it was
Paul,
a great
Paul
game.
is on the show. He gives us material. He helps
Yeah.
us out. Yeah.
That used to be Tony Martin's job, and now he's busy with his kids. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn kids.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was, Jordan Love. Whew, him and
If there is a day that one of us has to miss, we should have Connors on.
he's also a busy guy. But yeah, I would love that.
He'd come on.
Yeah,
He'd come on 100%. All right. Anyways, go back to what you were saying before I interrupted you.
you were too busy reading the comments. That
Well,
Dave
this
is
guy's not
slacking
reading.
on.
Yeah,
I
I knew he wasn't going to do
I
it.
just answered one.
Dave,
of
this
them.
is an interactive show.
Yeah.
Interactive, you know.
Do your part. Do your job over there,
trying
Mr.
over there.
Patriot. Not trying hard enough. All right.
But
So
Jordan
Jordan
Love.
Love, stud.
Oh yeah, and I know they make a lot about how good he throws that ball off the back foot because it's true. Because
Oh
that
yeah,
guy,
proceeds.
he slings it, and he hits another one. They're going into San Francisco. I mean,
Oh, it's gonna be tough.
yeah, it's going to be tough.
It's gonna be tough.
San Francisco's going to win that game. I cannot see.
Yeah, I don't see Green Bay
I can't see-
pulling that one out.
You know, they get a lot of defensive. They get a lot of offensive weapons. I just don't. I don't see it happen. I mean,
Yeah.
what is it? That's another one that's a big spread. That I'm still going to take Green Bay to cover this one. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
San Fran's just loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Offense,
studs
defense.
all over the place.
I mean, the only thing that would hurt them is if Brock Purdy goes down.
Or if they just expose Brock Purdy, get
Yeah.
pressure on Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, I've
I
said
don't
it all year. I
They're
think
just
you've
gonna
been in the
keep giving
court
it to
too.
McCaffrey. That's all you
But
gotta
see,
do.
Green Bay can stop the run.
Dump it off to
Dump
Debo.
it off.
I mean,
Yeah, they're good. They're very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
A lot of
How many
weapons.
options?
A
I'm
lot of
telling
weapons.
you. I mean,
I think San Fran, they win that one easily.
I don't think they win that one easily. I think if they do win it, let me take that back. If they do win it easily, it's something that's going to break apart in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a tight game, and then all of a sudden, an interception or something, and they take off.
Yeah, it's possible. I think San Fran's gonna run away with it at some point.
I hope not. I really want a good game with these two. I just want to see Jordan Love
Yeah,
ball out.
yeah,
I do.
me too,
I,
me too.
I,
I like
I
Jordan
love
Love.
it. I love the young.
I like his swagger, attitude. It's funny. The most.
I like-
Go ahead.
I would say how Dallas just completely forgot to put any man on Dobbs this weekend at all, and he just was wide open on every single play.
27-0 to start that game. What a disaster.
Their main guy Reed, they were like, you know what? You want to cover him? I have two other wide receivers. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. He didn't force the ball to Reed. He just again took the open receiver. It looked great.
And Dak was forcing balls.
Oh yeah.
And Aaron Jones just ran through that defense.
Stuff.
Yeah.
A team that was supposed to be the one, they were loaded, offense, defense. They've been running over everyone this year at home, and then they got pummeled, and
Yeah.
it was fun
Great.
to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
It
really
was.
was.
It was awesome.
The-
Justin crying himself to sleep.
Nice.
watching his
We
team
like
get
that too.
destroyed again.
The most important position in all of sports is the quarterback. I think we all agree with that. In Green Bay, Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, that's 3 absolute home runs in a row. So you're looking at. That's pretty impressive.
And Paul, you're absolutely right. We were talking about that before the show. I could not believe that they took their starters off in a playoff game with 10 minutes left to play.
Yeah, that's.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's the playoffs. You keep your foot on and you control the rest of that game
Yeah.
with your starters. That's it. You don't. This isn't week 17, week 16 where you can pull guys out because as a Falcons fan, I've seen it, and it happens in a blink of an eye. And
Yeah.
Dallas started to march right back. Before you knew it, they were down by 2 touchdowns, and it was, 16 points, but still, it can happen. One extra point, one onside kick, and that game was going to be completely changed. But you were starting to talk about Green Bay and the quarterbacks before I.
Yeah, I just think it's awesome for them as Green Bay fans because here we are. We went through Cam Newton and Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. Like they had 3 stud quarter. Well, I'm assuming Jordan Love is going to continue his progression, but you're talking about 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks back to back, and then you transition into.
But they drafted this quarterback in the first round. Rodgers sat behind Favre for two
Same
years.
thing.
2
Yep.
years.
Yep.
I think it was 3
Jordan
years.
Love was 3 years behind Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, yep.
And Matt LaFleur was like, all right, we're done with you.
Right.
So
Well, I think Aaron
you're
Rodgers
either-
said he was
Yeah.
done with
I
Green
think it was
Bay.
Yeah, but I think a few years ago, I think he made it a point like, this is my guy.
Yeah.
You're not going to be here very long.
But I love that. I love it, and I
You
think
need
it's
to do that.
it's the owners falling victim to the fans who want to see the new shiny toy. I think these guys need to be like, nope, we're going to pump our brakes, let this guy sit for a while, and it doesn't have to be the Green Bay way. But I think like
But
the proof is in the pudding.
The Patriots brought Mac Jones in, and he was competing with Cam Newton.
That's a different. But
Not-
even that, you should have.
Well, the plan
He's
was
not, he's not
Garoppolo,
learning. The plan was Garoppolo.
and that got kind of sidetracked.
But even with that, I was in the minority going, let Cam play. What's it going to hurt? Let Cam play. Let Cam play. If you want to bring him in,
What wasn't going to hurt? 'Cause
yeah.
they almost made the playoffs with him the year before.
No, and I think this year in Carolina, who was their starting quarterback who got hurt? I think that was going to be they were going to let Young sit a few weeks. Was it
I don't remember who they brought in.
I don't know. They had Baker. They let Baker go, and they were going to let. I don't remember. Whatever. Great point, Mike. Let's keep
But
it
if you're gonna draft,
Yeah, make a reel out of that one, tough guy. Yeah. Oh,
if you're gonna draft a quarterback this year, you need to bring a veteran in to let the veteran play and let the rookie sit and learn.
I don't think it's going to happen.
That's probably not.
To switch off
There's
of.
too many people around here that are like, we want, a shiny new toy.
I
Yeah.
don't think
at
so.
quarterback.
but you know what? When you see C.J. Stroud do what he does, you're like, yeah, maybe.
Guys, you're going to see them draft an offensive lineman, and Mac Jones will be your starter next
That is a possibility, especially if McDaniels comes back as the OC. He's already worked with him. He got a lot out of him. I don't want to see it. I'd rather see. I kind of want Michael Penix Jr. in the second round. I'd like to see him with Mr. Harrison in the first. We'll see.
They're not. They have the same Belichick philosophy.
Hope not.
They're-
Hope not,
they're-
because
they
it's
will draft a quarterback.
It's an offensive
I
lineman.
agree. They'll draft one.
boring
It's
football.
going to be an offensive lineman, which I am fully in the camp of, and it will be Mac Jones next year. Mac Jones will be your day one, game one starter.
Makes me want to throw up in my mouth and then swallow it. Terrible.
Oh,
Go out and sign Baker Mayfield.
it's not, Tampa Bay's not going to let him
Yeah,
leave.
he'll be back
Yeah.
with the Bucks.
He's
Yeah.
going to be back with the Bucks. They're going to pay up for him.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G. Go sign Jimmy G. I'd rather see Jimmy G here
Couple
than Mac
years late,
Jones.
but
Yeah.
Like, if Jimmy G was here this year, with the amount of close games they played, they would have been in the playoffs.
they would
Or at least
they would have
close.
a much better record.
You know?
He would have got hurt a few times.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a big
they
issue.
would have won some more games.
Yep.
So let's get back to the wild card. How about that?
The Rams.
That was a
Lions.
great. That was such a good game.
Yeah.
It
see
really was.
To see the stadium with Lions fans and the excitement was pretty amazing, considering they've been terrible
Yeah.
for so long.
Yeah.
They
I
almost
mean-
lost it. They were almost terrible once again.
Yeah.
Terrible is a strong word, but
Dan Campbell, the coach, was on the 0-16 team.
Yep.
I mean, he's lived the horrors in Detroit, so he's done a hell of a job with them over the last couple of years. They've drafted. I mean, they've hit on everyone.
Yeah.
That guy Gibbs is a beast.
Yep.
Amon Ra is just a great receiver. And Jared Goff was he a number one overall?
Number one overall.
Let's not
So,
forget about
There's talent there.
Jameson Williams. Did I get the first name
And-
right this
and
year?
and Jameson Williams is a guy that they had a lot of high expectations on.
Well,
and he
it
didn't-
took him a while to get in because don't forget he got caught betting on the NFL and missed the first 6 games of the year.
Well,
So that's a big. He wasn't allowed
shame
to practice.
on you. I mean, what's he
I
doing
know
betting?
that. I agree.
It's very difficult to gamble on football games now.
Oh, we'll get into that. But it's a nice story that Detroit won. It's great for the NFL. I really wanted to see the Rams win that game. I wanted to see Stafford come in. I think things lined up for LA. I just think their defense, man. In that first half, that defense. Credit to Sean McVay for somewhat fixing things after halftime with that, but man, their defense couldn't stop anything that first half. It was just like, what is going on? They couldn't get any pressure. They couldn't cover anybody.
Is it Puka Nakua.
Oh yeah.
What was he, a fourth round?
Fifth round
pick.
We picked a punter over him.
And a place kicker.
Oh, it was a place kicker. Sorry, yeah.
The kid looks amazing.
God, what a stud!
Yeah.
And
Like,
they were talking about how slow he is, and I go, he did not look slow sprinting for those touchdowns. He didn't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great rookie. I mean, Sean McVay, everyone he picked this year in the draft was gold for his team this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they were supposed to be rebuilding and not making the playoffs.
They need to beef up that secondary for next year because the way they played.
And if he's sticking around in LA, he'll do it.
Yeah.
People want to play for a great coach, and
And if you can draft,
Yeah.
right?
He's got a great mind for picking talent. That's
And
for sure.
and even if you can't draft defensively, just keep drafting offensively and try to move a few pieces.
Yeah.
Because Cooper Kupp has value.
Yeah, they're not going to get rid of him.
No, I'm not going. But like as you move on, you can move a few pieces.
What they keep doing is their third and fourth wide receiver. They keep moving on from them.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that they're trading away and letting go, and
And-
they're producing. I mean, we just saw Josh Reynolds this week. You know, when they were
Yeah,
having a
looked
little
pretty
fun
good.
in the beginning of the
Yeah,
game,
looked pretty
they were
good.
feeding it to him.
Yep.
So next week we got what? Tampa Bay and Detroit.
I don't know if you saw the reporter, and it was a female reporter interviewing Todd Bowles, saying, "Well, you're a Florida team, and you have to play in Detroit. It was 13 degrees. Do you have players?" He said, "I don't know if you know, they play in a dome." So he said the 20-second walk into the stadium, I don't think will have an impact on our players. And I'm thinking, how does this woman even have a job? Like, I don't care if you're a female reporter, but you know what? Do your freaking homework.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
you
going
complain.
all the way to Michigan, aren't you? Players worried about being cold.
Oh, like, come on. Like,
They turn the heat off in the
you
hotel.
suck
and
at your
stay in.
like you suck at your job. Like, and I don't know if there was a quota to get her in. Like I said, I don't like. A lot of times we see like female reporters. A lot of times they're really good. This one obviously sucks. Like, do your job. Just like we need David Reedon, we need her looking up where these teams play.
They're asking a lot here. I gotta look down because a lot of small.
Yeah, we're
words,
asking a lot.
you know?
We're asking for a reporter to find out if a team plays indoors, and we're asking Dave to read at a second grade level. We're asking a lot.
And there's only a few domes left in the league.
Unbelievable. And like, didn't we all see, like, we've been watching Detroit, not recently, but like Barry Sanders and Megatron. Like, everyone's seen Detroit games. They always play in a dome.
Yeah.
How do you not know this? Okay, I'll stop talking about her. I could do that job if we're going to do that, right?
So
Baker Mayfield, anybody?
I like Baker. Baker Mayfield has balls.
Oh.
Like, it goes back to his college game. I remember he like put a flag down on a field. He played for Oklahoma, I think.
Yeah.
And balls.
You know what I like about this guy? There's no quitting him.
Yeah, balls.
Whatever the coach and the team asked this guy to do, he does. I don't know if you saw on the old On the Line this week when they were showing Baker Mayfield last year in Carolina was in practices a defensive lineman.
he's his own worst enemy. I mean,
he bets on himself. What do you mean?
he goes out and just he has great games and then he has completely just
We call it Brett Favre.
terrible games.
Yeah.
Brett Favre disease, where he just tries to win it with his arm.
Yeah. Well, and that's going to be his downfall. I mean, Tampa Bay easily can win in Detroit. Detroit
I was
is
about to
not
say,
a
they're-
powerhouse.
No.
They had a great season. They got a great offense. The defense is coming around, but you still don't believe in them.
Right.
No, not yet. And I think it's going to be tough. They're going to have a tough time with Goodwin and Evans and the Baker connection. And, you know, and when those guys are covered, I mean, Baker just made Otto, their
Maybe
tight
Tony
end, look
Martin
good.
back.
A little late, Tony. And not to mention, Rashad White has come on. Tampa Bay is...
And this Tampa Bay team has won before. I know they
Some
have
of the
Brady
guys.
at quarterback,
Yep.
but they
most
still
of-
have a lot of those guys on that team.
Oh, yeah. So
They
they still
did- they
have a
haven't changed
championship
much.
pedigree, and Baker wears... Baker's never won a championship, but he still...
Hey, but
if you ask him, I mean, he wears that. He's still got that. You would think he was a champion.
But this is a guy that was cut, bounced around from a few different teams, and he won a playoff game.
Yeah.
So, like, people shit on Baker Mayfield. Hey, he's in the playoffs and wins a playoff
They
game.
won
against a team that no
was
one really
picked to go
thought.
to the Super Bowl.
Right. So,
I-
let's
I-
give
season.
him some credit. He fought
100%.
back, resilient, tough.
All year we've said. I mean, Baker Mayfield's the guy we want here in New England.
I'd much rather have had him than whatever we saw this past year.
It's not even in the same category.
Yeah. Ah, what a disaster.
All right, so let's go through our picks. Let's see where we stand. Baltimore Texans. What do you got?
Going Texans.
I gotta go Baltimore. I would like to see the Texans win for the story and to see, I like Lamar Jackson. Just score early, Baltimore. Get the edge off. Take the game over. Win it 23-17.
I'm going to go Texans. Until I'm sorry.
I want to pick the Texans, but I'm going to go
You wore
Baltimore.
the jersey tonight. You
You gotta. Yeah. I don't have a jersey.
Until that they can prove that they can win in the playoffs. Until Lamar Jackson can prove that I can't go against what I've said. Until he proves that he
has
can
to
win in the
prove-
playoffs.
Exactly.
I can't go against it.
I think the first drive for Baltimore is going to be very important.
Yeah.
Because if they go down and score 7, I think Baltimore's good.
I think this is one that I think each team would want the ball first.
I think they're
They
going
wanna
to
be
go back
first
and
on the
forth
board.
to start. It's going to be who makes the first mistake. I mean, the Browns
C.J.
were-
Stroud what does he only have 5 picks? This
Yeah, he
year?
doesn't really make
He doesn't
mistakes.
really
He's very
make mistakes.
intelligent quarterback.
Yeah.
He's very mature.
He can't stand his hair though.
Yeah, whatever. You know what? You play that well, you can do whatever the hell you want with your
I
hair.
know. It's just, we're talking about Richie and the old things to say, but I look at the little curl. I'm like, dude, you can't pull it off. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't pull it off, C.J. Stroud. Cut your hair. Much
Yeah.
like Derek White, cut your hair. What are we reading? Christina, you're reading.
He's the reader, not me. I'm struggling over here.
Sounds like he's the Snelly of the pipe fitters.
I don't even know who he's talking about then, but it must be a gem.
Must be Baker.
Yeah,
Mayfield.
maybe.
That's who we were talking about.
So Buffalo, KC.
I'm going
Go.
Buffalo.
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 I'm going KC. I think Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen, but he's been a little too erratic this year. Big game.
I'm sticking with Paul Connors on this one. It's Buffalo's year. It's Josh Allen's year.
Yeah, I'm going KC.
I think Buffalo gets over the KC hump.
Yeah. This is the year for
I'm
them. for
still
that.
taking Houston to go to the Super Bowl. They're going to beat Buffalo the following week.
Houston to go to the Super Bowl. Houston going to Buffalo and winning in the cold.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, this guy's
That's the
nuts.
game we see Stroud tighten up, but we'll get to that next week.
If that does happen, I will drink a martini on air for our show after that. There's
Okay.
no way. There's no way Houston goes to the Super Bowl.
I like it that that's the reason you have to drink on air.
I usually don't drink on a Wednesday.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
so I'll have a martini Wednesday.
So then we have Niners, Green Bay. I think we're all Niners. I think
yeah.
I'm taking Green Bay in the spread, but Niners to win that game.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd take the spread on that one.
Now here's where we have some division: Tampa Bay, Detroit.
Well, is it going to be played indoors, outdoors? What's the temperature going to be like?
Yeah,
You know,
are they going to set the dome
Yeah.
to a low temp?
Right.
Detroit's gonna have
a
the roof.
retractable roof, right? What's going on? I kind of like Detroit at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, Detroit at home.
Only because it's at home.
Yeah.
I honestly, it's going to be so close, and I gotta keep rooting for Detroit. I've been a Detroit fan forever.
Taking Tampa Bay.
Tampa
I'm
Bay.
thinking.
Yeah, I could see it either way.
Jared Goff's gonna be Jared Goff, and he's gonna throw a couple. Picks
It's
this
funny.
weekend.
We're talking about all these quarterbacks, and maybe with the exception of Mahomes, maybe a few others. It's about they got to play smart.
Yeah.
You know, Josh Allen has to play smart. Jared Goff has to play smart. Baker Mayfield. They all have the tendency to implode at times.
They all have to play
Yes.
like Jared Love and Stroud did last week. They played perfect QB rated games. They both played. Did you see that stat? C.J. Stroud
Yeah.
and Love
Near-
both.
Jordan.
Near-
Jordan.
Good.
Yeah,
I,
got
don't
me
even know,
confused.
I don't even know what I call them.
Jared.
Jared
Yeah,
Love.
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love had a great game for the Packers last week.
Yes.
But they both had eerily similar stats.
Yeah, they were like exactly the same.
Yeah.
All right, is that it for games? Those 4
That's
games?
it for games. That's it. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
All right, no.
All right.
All right. So now,
Do we want to Jared Mayo?
or Gerard. Yeah, you're off on the names today. Yeah, I think that's the next piece, Gerard Mayo. I think that's.
Like
I thought we would
Wes
start with
Walker?
that. Yeah.
His press conference was today. Did anyone watch it?
I didn't. I heard on Sports Talk that Robert Kraft sounded like an idiot.
Yeah.
I give it to him though. At least he faces the media. At least he gets out there.
Yeah.
Holy shit, guys!
What the hell's going on?
Timeout.
Get shut down.
No problem. I think he might have had a bad taco or something. He's got to go take care of something.
Uh-oh. We got unplugged.
Was that the whole show?
Yeah, but people are still hearing us.
All right.
Oh!
Ay, that's not good.
We're having
It's-
technical difficulties.
We had
at the
technical
moment.
difficulties before the show, during the show, and I'm sure after the show. I thought he had like.
There we go.
All right. I thought maybe you had an upset stomach and you were like, I got to run to the bathroom, but no.
No,
Has that been out the whole time?
All right.
no, I completely forgot. To,
That's all right. It's all right. I mean, like you said, they could hear us. Maybe we should have a checklist so before the show we run down like the 5 or 6 things we need done.
Yeah,
Right.
that was a
My,
bummer.
my daughter firing at us. Amateurs.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh.
We are amateurs. We're really
Yeah.
every week it's something new.
But you're still watching.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys
Kira.
for tuning in with
Is
us.
her name
Yeah.
Kira? Kira?
Kira, yeah.
Yeah.
Shakira.
We really destroyed the first half of this, but thank you guys for the people who did tune in. That nobody let us know that the microphones weren't working.
Well, they can hear us. They're fine. Everything's good.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Gerard Mayo, head coach of the New England Patriots. I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the exciting splash because he's been here. If he wasn't here, it might be an exciting splash. But I think I'm more concerned with all right, who's going to draft the players and who's going to run the offense.
Yeah.
Because this is a defensive guy keeping the same scheme. And here's another thing that really pissed me off. The media, they're like, all the players are so happy. Look at this tweet from this guy. Look. Like Gerard Bentley's. Who the hell cares what Gerard Bentley's happy about? The players on a 4-13 team are happy that he's. I don't care about these players. These players had a 4-win season.
Yeah.
Like, well, the players are so excited. The team sucks.
It works well for the defensive players because they had a good year.
Yeah.
They really, I mean, they kept the team in games.
If Matthew Judon's happy with it, I'm happy with it. But for the rest of these scrubs, not the rest of these scrubs, but a lot of these guys, they're kind of irrelevant. And for the media to make a big deal out of all the players wanted them, like, oh, come on, these guys sucked. Go ahead, DeShulo.
I'm not super excited about Mayo. I think the players do respect him, but I think this team has needed like a complete change, and they didn't. All they did was they sent Bill packing. They're going to keep both of his kids there if they want to stay. I mean, it's up to them, which is kind of weird. I would think.
I talked to my brother about that. He's like, dude, they probably have lives and families in Massachusetts.
I'm sure they do.
But to go move to coach with their father for 2 years when they like it here and everybody's settled, so it kind of makes sense.
This is the profession they chose.
Right, but if you have the option of staying here, which you're comfortable with your family, as opposed to moving
No,
for
I get that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was looking for like a change.
yeah, oh yeah. I want a
They were
total
not-
overhaul,
they were
at
not
least
changed.
offensively. Yeah,
The change we're going to get next year on defense is that Gonzalez is coming back from injury.
Yeah, Judon.
and
Judon,
Judon,
coming
yeah,
back from
two best
injury.
players are coming back.
Yeah.
and the defense is good enough, I think, with Judon and
Yeah.
Gonzalez.
This entire draft should be offense.
Yeah, in the free agency money, with the exception of maybe re-signing Duggar, should go all towards offense, right? You're going to need a tight end. You're
Oh,
going to
yeah,
need offensive
100%.
linemen. You need wide receivers. You got a quarterback that sucks. It's a nightmare.
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh
I like that,
God,
man.
what a terrible season this was to watch. And if we come out of this draft with 2 offensive players and free agency brings in another 3 defensive, I'm like, come on.
No, what would be worse is if they at the 3rd pick and they go wide receiver, but it's some kid who was projected in the 2nd or 3rd round.
yeah, someone out of Rutgers.
Yeah, or they just take an Alabama guy because it's a Saban guy. I don't know. there's so many ways that they could blow this draft that you hope that
They don't.
you hope they don't.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like much is going to change. They have to prove to us that they're going to do things different now that Bill's gone, even though they have his entire
I was saying they didn't
staff
change
and
anything.
setup.
No,
Right.
Nothing changed other than
They just-
listening
they just got rid of Bill.
to Mayo on the press in front of the media. He was a little bit more delightful to listen to than Bill Belichick just grunt and snort and shut everybody up.
Yeah, he has one reporter I think that he likes, that he actually smiles for, and that's
Yeah.
about it. He hated talking to any of the press, which, Mayo's more of a colorful guy, so, they'll like that, but
We'll see after a loss.
show
how
me,
grumpy he is.
show me something.
Yeah.
Something's gonna change, and if they go into free agency, which I don't know any free agents that are available that are like game changers. I haven't really looked into it. It's too early for that for me, but they have all this money. They have these high picks. Use them.
Yeah.
Don't be cheap.
Yeah,
And
and that's
don't
not a Mayo
trade-
thing. That would be a Robert Kraft thing.
Yeah, and don't trade out of that third pick unless you're getting maybe the fifth pick and then another second rounder or something like that. That's fine, because if you're going to 5 and you're taking that offensive lineman, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
as long
absolutely.
as you're using the
And then-
added picks
to get a wide receiver.
You got wide receivers and quarterbacks available
Right.
later in the first, early in the second that you can go for.
Looks like your daughter Shakira is not too happy. Careful saying the
She
the
stands
Shulo.
up. She stands up for the family name.
Yeah,
You know.
there's a lot of them here. How many Deshulos are hanging out at that household?
Tonight it's just the two, Tina. and
Oh, wow, a lot of
Kara
them.
There. That's it.
All right, Shakira.
Well, yeah.
These girls are tough nowadays.
I know,
2024. It's the year of the woman. God.
Yeah.
It's the phone tough.
Oh, okay. Because I did meet her here.
Yeah.
She didn't have much to say then.
No. She's very
So,
quiet.
yeah. So
Once she gets comfortable with you, she'll
keyboard tough guy.
she'll
tough
get
guy.
out a little bit more.
Sassy is the word.
Oh,
Sassy.
aren't they all? Aren't they all?
Great.
Jeez.
Great with my kids. Great with my kids.
Yeah. Oh, she was raised by a great man.
Yes. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that pat on the
Yeah,
back.
it's my boy. It's my guy.
All right. Well, you want to shift gears?
Yeah, I gotta go take a leak. Let's have our Bruins minute.
Okay. There we go. Well, take it away.
We're not getting the sound.
I can't do anything tonight. It's
Amateurs.
Amateurs. It's like
Can't
this.
get it right.
It's like this is our first time. I have no idea what's going on.
And just for anyone who is paying attention, we lost sound on one camera, but we still
The YouTube.
we have the YouTube one. It's going to
and-
have everything in it.
And here it is, picking it up. So here we are
Yeah.
with Dave's Bruins
There
minute.
you go. Let's talk Bruins. So we got to see Swayman play in 3 straight games,
Yeah. Yes, we did.
which is unheard of for
Yeah.
a Bruins goaltender.
And now Almock's back.
And Mark is back,
They
which is good.
They
I
quickly
mean,
rushed him back.
and they didn't need to, so it must not have been too bad of an injury, because you really didn't need to rush him back. They could have played that other kid.
Yeah.
But Swayman was fine with 3 straight games. They didn't win them all, but he played well. And to shut out New Jersey, it doesn't seem
Say the New
difficult
Jersey
this
game was
year.
pretty good.
But they still, typical Bruins, gave up a ton of shots again. So
That's been the downfall all year. They have no defense. We've been complaining about that since the beginning.
Yeah.
It's
not just defensemen, but the forwards playing defense and getting back. There's a lot of standing around in front of the net. It definitely, guys, defensemen in front of the net looking like parking cones, and you just watch the other team skate around them and get all these real nice shots off on the Bruins goalies, and they're making some great saves.
So from last Wednesday, we're not too bad. We lost a tight one to Vancouver to the Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
Which I think was expected, but they played. I don't
But
think they
they've
played
gone to
bad that
overtime.
game.
No.
Yeah, you went to overtime in that game and lost it. We beat St. Louis 4-3 in overtime, so that wasn't a bad game. And then we just smoked New Jersey.
Yeah. they're playing well, but it's a shootout every game. They're going down the ice. They're getting a lot of shots, but then the defensive breakdowns. They're giving up odd man rushes, and it's the story of the year. And I don't know if Sweeney can fix it before they get into the playoffs, because I still don't think they're built for a deep playoff run. They're not big enough. They're not tough enough.
No, that's been the problem forever.
But I think if you get Pasternak aside, Marchand maybe, Trent Frederick has probably been the most outstanding player this year.
But there may be help on the way.
Which
the reports is Bergeron has been in the building.
Ooh.
Bergeron has been on the
That's
ice.
because he's working out with the lady hockey team.
You know,
He's doing commercials.
I've
and
heard the
stuff with
chatter,
them.
and I'm like, I don't think that's help. I think if anything,
Marchand's been trying to talk him into playing all season.
and then I think if you take Bergie and if he comes back and you put him on the third or fourth line, I think that's where we'll have success. But would he
But
do
they
that?
Won't.
And
They
then
won't.
and then
the
you're
coach
gonna.
won't do it because he's just not that. That's not how he's built.
No.
I mean, he doesn't manage minutes at all with these guys. Charlie McAvoy is playing like 27 minutes a
He's
game.
playing all game. He's
Yeah,
playing on the first,
and-
second, third, fourth penalty kill, penalty. He's just playing. I'm waiting to see him in net.
Mason Lohrei had 12 minutes of ice time the last game, a
Yeah.
little over 12 minutes. You can't be doing that. This kid, he's 20. He can play minutes. Maybe he has a bad shift once in a while, but you're going to kill McAvoy. By the time you get to the playoffs, he's going to be so worn out.
Yeah.
It's not a good way to go this early in the season.
No.
You're still one of the best teams in the league, so you have a cushion to try different things, let some of these young guys play, and still make the playoffs and be a little more fresh for the playoff run rather than beat to hell.
Well, we got another nice test coming on Thursday night because Avalanche coming to town, and I think that was one of the. Even though we lost the Avalanche 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, was
They
it?
match up well with them.
That was a great game, and those guys come to play. That's a great test for us. I think
They're not an overly physical team.
Yeah.
They're a speed team, talented. So it's a good matchup, and the Bruins always match up well with them. So being at home, I can see them winning that game. I don't know if they're going to have Allmark in net, but more than likely because they don't want to play Swayman a fourth in a row, and they
But
already
you
said
got a night off tonight. Take the night off. Put
Oh, yeah.
Swayman back in night and bring Allmark back.
I
Bring Allmark back
agree.
for
I
the
would
weekend.
rather see Swayman in there.
Yeah.
So I think if they are going to go with one goaltender in the playoffs, it has to be the kid.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well,
there's the Bruins minute.
that's it.
Bring back Bergeron. Bring back Andy Moog. Bring back Rick Middleton. Let's go.
Andy Moe was one of my favorites.
Number 35.
I got the jersey and I got him to autograph it.
Came from the Minnesota North Stars, I believe.
And remember, Dave.
Him and Reggie Lemelin
He
used to
was in
split time.
Edmonton.
Edmonton, okay. Maybe I was wrong.
And remember, Dave's Bruins Minute brought to you by TNT Customs this evening. TNT Customs for all your fire, poker, and metal needs. Huh?
Wow, I like
That's
it.
pretty good, right?
that, huh?
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get you some free TNT swag, Tony.
Yeah. I like it.
Oh, that took me forever to set up.
At least you got it right. One thing we got right today. It's time for the Boston Celtics.
I'll never get tired of that guy right there. Other than that Milwaukee game, I think we had a good stretch.
Yeah, and the Milwaukee game almost wasn't fair. You had a game against Minnesota that went into overtime, and then you got to fly out, play Milwaukee the next night. And we talked about this at the bar after about 15 drinks each. You shouldn't do that.
Wait a minute, time out. With Dave?
Yeah.
Talking Celtics, getting ready for tonight? Is that why you're chomping at the bit over there?
I think we're both drunk.
We were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came up.
It came
that,
up.
The NBA
Oh,
scheduling
man.
of having the Celtics have to play Minnesota, and then the next night at Milwaukee is it's not good for the league.
No, they did him dirty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not good for either team, any of those
Oh,
teams. I mean, give them the Pistons.
Yes,
you know.
yes. I'm with you.
So we saw that Minnesota game, and I thought we all said that was the game that, you know, they don't want to lose at home. They're playing the number one team in the West. That's the game that we're going to see. Like, we want to see our guys come out and take it, and they did.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm sorry, I get it. The back-to-back's tough, right? But that was the number 2 team in the East.
I know,
was hoping
I know.
to see a little more, and then you know what? Take the next game off against Houston.
I
if you
think
really
it-
want to sit the guys
But they
against
gave
Houston.
everything they had against
I
Minnesota.
think it's
And
human.
that's
These
not
guys
a,
can't
that's not
play
a good
back
sign.
to back.
Yeah,
You can't play back to back.
It's human nature, though. Like we almost saw that coming. Everybody should have put money on that game after going OT against Minnesota. The nice comeback.
When you look at the history of back-to-backs in any sport, the NHL does it too. The second day is always a letdown.
Yeah.
You know, and then you fly into Milwaukee. You probably get there at 2 a.m. You're not settled till about 3 in the morning, and then you got to play. You know, it's just you're off.
Yeah.
You got to hit the nightclub.
Yeah,
3 in the morning. I mean,
But that's one thing I don't think we have the problem with this Boston Celtics is they're not that team.
No, I think they're focused. I
You
think,
see it in everything. I mean, with the social media, these guys after losses, even after wins, in even visitors' building, they're in the weight room.
yeah, good for them.
You know,
yeah.
they're in the weight room. This is a team that's unified. This is a team that, you know, this is a team that wants it.
Yes,
this year.
yes,
and
yes.
that's what I'm like. You want it? Let's go take it.
So much different than you think about that team when Kyrie was here and Gordon Hayward talked about this a few weeks back. Off the bench, you had Marcus Smart, Terry Rozier, Marcus Morris, Aaron Baines. Like, that was a deep team, but they didn't want it.
Yeah.
This team, not as deep, but they want it.
Yeah.
They want it.
But if they wanted to send a message to the league, what they should have done against Milwaukee was start their bench players.
I think.
Just give a big middle finger to the NBA.
Yeah.
Well, Missoula pretty much did
He
that.
pulled them
out
Yeah,
and a half.
right,
I don't know
right.
if
They
you
were
guys saw
already
the later
they were
day.
already getting beat
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, well, we'll just sit you guys the rest of the game and take the beating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have just started with
Yeah,
those guys
yeah.
and said,
Hey,
you know, the league
don't,
wants.
don't do us dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just wasn't right to do.
Right.
So,
And you wonder if they would have done that to Golden State. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. When Golden State was Lakers,
the
right?
Lakers.
Yeah, because they got LeBron.
don't
so
want to upset LeBron.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I mean, looking ahead at the schedule, we don't have another back-to-back until the end of the month.
And the good news
So-
is when you're in the playoffs, you don't have any back-to-backs, so that's good. One good thing that I did like to see was that picture on the plane. Did you see it? Porzingis
Yeah.
posted it.
Yep.
And you just look at that group of guys, and you just see that they're together.
The best part is you didn't see. So Tatum's the star of the team. Right? You didn't see Tatum up front this
Yeah,
night.
no.
You kind of saw him in the back with. It was just
Do you know what my favorite part was? I don't even know.
Jaylen Brown smiling.
Yeah, well, you know what I think has helped Jaylen Brown a lot? Is
Porzingis.
Porzingis coming here, they're buddy, and Porzingis coming out and saying, I think a team is best suited if I'm their number 4 option.
Yeah.
Taking that, like, you know what? This is a team, because I think Jaylen Brown would get butthurt if Tatum got a little bit more publicity. But this year, Jaylen Brown's had a really, really good year.
Yeah.
And he's worked on his dribbling a little bit. He still has spurts where he's a little out of control and kind of reverts back to his old self. But overall, I think Jaylen's gotten better.
His worst games is the 10 games that Porzingis has missed.
Yeah.
You know, by far.
Yeah.
He is the biggest benefit to him.
And I'll tell you what, Porzingis, and we talked about this a few weeks back, I think Porzingis has helped his vision on the court because Jalen has been hitting him with some passes.
Yeah.
Which
Him and Hauser. You know.
Yeah, Jalen loves the white guys.
I was just about to say.
He's hitting up the white guys. But anyways,
Derek White, Hauser, Pritchard. I mean,
yeah. Cornette, where's Cornette? I got to feed him the rock.
He did.
He did. Yeah. So, but yeah, this team likes each other. Even when Cornette hit a foul shot, they're all like hooting and hollering.
Yeah.
And then on the plane, my favorite visual from that plane was Drew Holiday was sitting on, I forget the guy's name. I think he's number 50. What's
Brissett.
that?
Is it
No.
Brissett?
It's that white foreign guy.
Oh, Sleevy
Yeah.
Makawui.
But Drew Holiday is kind of like sitting on his lap. They look like they're tight.
Yeah.
So if that's the case,
Oh, he was sitting there right next to Pritchard in that photo. Svi.
yeah,
That's his name.
yes. So this whole unit's pretty tight.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not like, all right, all of us stars are sitting together. Like Drew Holiday's hanging out with his boy, who's probably the 12th man on the team.
So, can you say because I feel this way. I don't think anybody has been able to say this for a good few years now. Is this team's likable?
Yes. And I think Drew Holiday being there, Porzingis is being there, has made Jalen and Tatum a little bit more likable. Because there are spurts, especially Jalen, where I'm like, I can't stand this guy.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's been better this year.
Yeah. And the other thing that I've noticed about Jalen this year, as much as I want to crap talk him, is he doesn't run from the questions. Neither does Edmund. I'll just stick to Jalen. He doesn't run from the questions. He doesn't brush them off. You know, after a tough loss, I think it was earlier in the season. I forget who they lost to. I think it was that Indiana game. I think he was a little irritable afterwards. But did you notice that he came right back? You know, I didn't notice that either till I was looking through this. I go, oh well, he came back. And I go, I give it to him. You know, because he's one that he feels it. He knows people are on him.
Yeah, I remember back in the championship against Golden State, Ime Udoka made a comment about Jalen, about his inability to dribble left-handed and to give up the rock or something like that. So Jalen was up for questions, and a reporter said, well, your coach said this about you. And Jalen, bless you, maybe that was a cough. Jalen responds with, I don't think he said that about me. I think he was referring to the whole team. But that goes back to what you were saying. No accountability. No,
Yeah.
Ime Udoka called you out in
Yep.
front of reporters, but you don't want to acknowledge it. But I think now, and maybe part of it's they're just getting a little bit older. They're maybe maturing a little bit. But I think this is also a cohesive unit where I think we're seeing better versions of these guys.
Yeah. And I
On
like
and off the court.
And I like it. I mean, yes, we get up here on their 9 losses this year and bash them for each one of them, but
Still the number one team in the NBA.
yeah, I just think their cohesiveness, the way they joke around out there, the way they play, it's brought finally some likability back
Yeah.
to this team, and
Yeah.
I hope it carries
Still
out.
undefeated at home.
Yep.
Still undefeated
And
at home.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And
They want it. That's the
Carry
thing.
that into the playoffs, and that's huge.
Still need to get another piece on the bench, though. I feel like you're one piece short.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but so many people are going to want to come here.
Yeah, the buyout market.
The
Yep.
buyout and the
Yep.
trade. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know
it's
how much
finally
they're
a
gonna-
place you want to be.
Brad doesn't like to mess with chemistry. He's a huge chemistry guy.
I know.
And this bench, and granted, we get lulled into saying this every year, especially around trade deadline. We fall in love with these guys. I think this year, I hate to sound too green teamerish, but I think they deserve it. Because we see these guys like the Brissetts, the Stevensons, they play.
Oh, they're hustlers.
hard.
They play hard.
Yeah.
They
If
play
they're
hard.
going to bring in a depth guy, it's going to be someone that Tatum, Zingis, or Brown is, trying to get over here.
The
I
name
think you have to.
the name that's floating around is Kelly Olynyk. Kelly Olynyk.
He's a great team guy. I can't
And-
hate him. I've always loved
and
Kelly.
he's a big body. If
Yeah.
Horford needs to play less minutes, it would fit.
Yeah.
It would fit, and he can spread the floor so Jalen and Tatum can do their thing and penetrate. It all makes sense. He's been here.
This is the other guy, Delano Banton.
That's the guy I was up on
He's number 45.
during preseason.
Yes.
They brought him down to the G League. He tore it up. That guy has skill. He is like a 6'8" point guard.
He was the one I can't remember whatever it was. We were talking about it, but even watching him a few times that he's brought the ball up the court, I was like, wow, this
Smooth,
guy, I was
smooth.
not expecting that out of
Yeah,
him.
yeah. Very,
Yeah.
very smooth. I wish they would play him a little bit more because
I think if you look at the past couple games and we look at how we've been playing, these guys are getting more minutes.
Yeah.
Tatum's minutes are down, which is awesome.
Which is
Brown's
good.
minutes are
You
down.
need to do this.
yeah, and Drew Holiday's 32 years
Yeah.
old. Let's get his minutes down.
Like they're really getting deep. Pritchard's playing a lot of minutes.
Which is
Cornette,
fine.
Ever since Dave trash talked Cornette and we tagged him, he's been outer worldly.
Well,
Ice
Dave,
in the veins.
you might cream your pants here. The rumor is, in order to get Olynyk, it would be Cornette with a few other bench guys that aren't really used and a first-round pick to get him here.
They won't do it. Cornette is loved.
A first-round pick.
Yeah. Well, a first-round pick is now going to be pick number 30.
I know, but it's
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
Olynyk
But
he's been around a while. Where's he? Miami?
Utah, I think.
Utah?
Yeah, he's still having some 20-point games, though. He's
Yeah.
still playing.
Yeah. If you play fantasy basketball, he's still a cheap option to pick up. This
Yeah,
weekend.
he's
Yeah.
playing. He's playing.
So
But you know what? If you're going to go in and you're going all in for the championship, I don't care about the 30th pick overall. Like,
no, I don't either. I mean, in that league, if you don't have the 1 or 2,
yeah, top 5 pick, it's kind of like,
yeah, you're not really getting a lot.
yeah.
There's a chance, but not really. So,
What? I think we get San Antonio tonight. I mean, we're not going to see much
Wembanyama with
Wembanyama.
3, 4, 5 blocks. For
I
the
really,
game.
I really haven't been impressed with him this year.
You haven't?
No, the bar was so high. I mean, he's good. Who I have been impressed with, and I can openly say this now because Justin's not on here, is Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, he's good. He's
I
better than I thought.
But it's another one of those things that he sat the whole year with injury,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
NBA acclimated, and he
Right.
plays tough. I like him.
Right.
I wanted to hate
Yeah.
him. I wanted to call him a bust, but
He's good. He's
yeah,
really
he's
good.
good.
But you know what? Victor's really good too.
yeah,
He does things that other people can't do. He had a move on Derek White where he jumped from pretty much the foul line, was going to finger roll it, and then changed his mind and dunked it.
Yeah.
Like, he's showing skills that other people don't have. He's blocking 3-point shots from 5 feet away.
Yeah.
Like, without even being like a finished product or even close. He can do a lot of things that other people in the NBA can't do just because of his size and athletic ability.
His fingertips must be at like 10-6.
Oh, God,
yeah,
it's
that's
a freak
ridiculous.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah. He doesn't even have to
But other
jump
than
to
that-
block shots.
that's all you get to looking forward to tonight. I mean,
Yeah, San Antonio is terrible.
San Antonio always
Again.
plays us tough, but
It's funny how quick we ought to jump all over Belichick for 3 terrible seasons. Yeah, Popovich is having terrible years,
Yeah.
and everyone leaves him alone
And the NBA,
It's the same thing.
The
Yeah.
NBA is catering to him by
because they
giving him
they
the-
snuck him the first round pick,
they
first
gave him-
overall pick.
and not just this is like a generational first round pick that they gave him. I know there's no real big names coming out this year, so Detroit will probably end
Yeah,
up
yeah,
with the
yeah,
first
yeah, yeah.
overall pick.
But Pop, you let us know when you want another number 1
Yeah.
overall pick.
Yeah, it's like the NHL giving Chicago, trying to make Chicago relevant again, and giving them Bedard.
And we talked about after watching these referees in the NFL and how horrible they are, and is it even done on purpose? Maybe all these leagues are kind of shady like that.
how bad was it? I mean, we saw it across the board this weekend, but what stuck out the most was the Pittsburgh game when that blatant fumble.
Yeah.
That even on replay there was no way you could
Yeah.
hide it. He had everybody
They called
going. It was a
out of
fumble.
bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was out of bounds? The
I
touchdown?
have
Nobody.
no idea.
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah, and there was another questionable call before that too. I'm like, dude, I don't know.
I don't know. But I love in the NBA. We started last week with the Toronto coach flipping out, and then we have Mike Brown in Sacramento charging the court after an official last week.
Oh, I heard about that. I didn't
Yeah.
see it. Didn't see
No,
it.
pretty good. He brought his laptop, and these guys aren't getting fined, by the way, which
Yeah.
is another awesome thing.
Probably
He
'cause they're
brought-
right.
He brought his laptop to the post-game presser, and he broke down. He goes, "You see right here? See what they did to Dame Lillard? They call a foul." And he goes, "No, let's go forward to the next one. No foul.
Right.
No foul." He goes, "This is what I'm talking about. The lack of consistency."
That was
and
on
no
De'Aaron
accountability."
Fox, right? It was something
Yeah.
on De'Aaron Fox. Yeah.
And he went ballistic.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I
Yeah, but
can't
these
wait. I want
guys-
more coaches to do it.
Yeah, these guys work their balls off. Sacramento was a very good team.
Yep.
And you know what? They're working towards something, and then they get screwed.
Yep.
Like I can see why they get so emotional
Yep.
over it.
Speaking of emotions, I was waiting to hopefully see your guy Ethan here chime on tonight. But last week he was talking about the winter meetings that I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's the Foxwoods thing, right?
Yes, and John Henry is
Not going.
not going.
Of course he's not going because he's
Backed
a wuss.
out.
He's a wuss.
Yeah. Couldn't take it.
Can't
That's
face the
where the
music.
emotional is. Last year,
Yeah.
all those boos, and he can't take
Can't
it.
take
He
it.
knows.
Yeah.
He knows. It's awful.
That's hilarious.
And that ties me in because I think I said this about Kraft earlier. As much as we want to bag on him, he's never ducked out.
Yeah.
He takes
He's
it.
always there.
He's always there. He
Yeah.
takes it. He may mumble through it. He may
Yeah.
not even know what we're saying.
Might not even know what's going on. He doesn't mind being there. He
Yeah.
can care less. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets out there. So I'll give him that. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish he was there, and I hope the people that show up boo like crazy again. I hope
Yeah.
they really let him know, you know, because they brought the stat out today where even though we were down 33% or something in the ratings, still 92% something. It was something ridiculous. The amount of people that are still showing up to these games and going. The amount of revenue down, I think it was 32%, but attendance was only down 8%.
Yeah.
So Red Sox aren't going to do anything because it just evened out.
Right.
They still made money.
And as they build up around Fenway, it's going to be more of a drinking establishment. So you might find people going to games for 4 or 5 innings just to hang out at the bars. So it's a great idea for them. It's going to suck for fans because if they continue to bring in revenue, then we're just going to see mediocre teams.
Exactly.
80-win teams.
80 win. They don't want to spend money. They don't. Players are too expensive. It's just.
Players are too expensive, but you buy that $14 beer. It's like these players are too expensive, but we don't care about making you pay $20 for a Coors Light. Unbelievable. Makes no sense.
That's all we have for sports this week. Unless anyone wants to chime anything in.
Dave, give us a topic.
How about I get a topic for you?
All right.
What are you watching right now?
What am I watching right
Other
now?
than
I'm
the
watching
Gold-
us. I'm watching these 3 good-looking stallions.
I could have bet money that you were going to do that.
Why didn't you?
The Golden Bachelor's over.
Yeah.
I don't see any more rants on the line on the old Facebook.
Yeah.
So what is it?
There's something new coming on. It's like these 4 cowboys looking for wives. And I think that starts in early February.
love
I
this
did see
trash
that.
TV.
I did see that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So the reason why I run a fitness accountability group with a bunch of women, right? So what we did as a group is we picked a show that we can watch together, and then on Friday I do the show recap live, and they all chime in. So it's a way for me to bring all these people from all over the country, parts of different countries, like from all over the world, and I bring them together where we can all chime in on something not fitness related.
My mother loved your Golden Bachelor. She loved your Golden Bachelor takes. She was like, man.
This kid's good. This kid's good.
Yeah, I don't think those were the words that she said.
Okay.
But it was
Yeah.
It was an amazement that you are a biggest fan of the Golden Bachelor.
Well, you know what? Like, if I say I'm going to do something, I feel like I'm a man of my word. I'm going to do it. And I told the people in my group, why don't we watch this individually, and then we can talk about it the next day? Because I feel like the fitness journey, if it's all fitness all the time, like people
It's
get
mundane.
Yeah. But you know what? Like,
You need some Golden Bachelor.
yeah, like let's
You need
have fun,
four-
let's
four
laugh.
Cowboys.
Yeah, and it really like brought the group together. So that's why we did it, and we're going to continue it with the Cowboys, not the Dallas Cowboys, because they're out once again.
That's why we need to change it up, because people don't want to just do sports
Yeah.
constantly. So, I mean, as far as shows go, I don't know. I watch a lot of reruns just because I can't really get into some of this new stuff. People suggest stuff to us. We try it out on Netflix or whatever, and I'm just not a big fan.
Yeah. I don't have a show on Netflix that I'm watching
I
right now.
stumbled onto this show called The Brother's Son.
Okay.
And their last name is the Son, and it's about a I gotta be politically correct. It's a Chinese family gang, and
What were you nervous about?
'cause
Can't say
sometimes-
China?
I didn't want to
Well,
use
last-
a derogatory.
Last week,
or
I
slang
said
word.
a couple weeks ago. I said a very derogative mark, I guess, when I shortened Japanese and said Jap, and
You're probably not supposed to do that.
I was several people I was spoken to about that. So I
Slap
gotta
on the wrist.
I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
choose. I mean, nothing.
Nice job doing it again.
Oh, I want to explain what I did wrong and take full accountability for
Yeah.
just being, I don't know. But The Brother's Son, I love it. It's full of action. There's comedy hints to it. It's supposed to be a comedy drama. It's just basically this Chinese gang. The mother and son have been living in L.A. The other son and father are running this. I don't even think they call them gangs, but running this. They call it the family. He has to come here to protect the mother and the son because some things happened, and then just. The son's got no idea about this life. He's going to school. The mother wants him to be a doctor. He's doing some kind of acting. It's just it's a funny show. All I gotta say is I'm not doing it justice. Watch the trailer.
Yeah, you didn't do it any justice.
The
'cause,
trailer hook you in. If you like action, if you like martial arts,
Yeah.
these guys. It's literally John Wick the way these guys.
Alright.
I did put it on. I lasted like 5 minutes.
I love it.
Okay.
I loved it.
Not a fan.
Couldn't get
No?
into it. No.
I recommended it to my 20-year-old daughter to check out, and she watched probably about the first 10 minutes of it. She goes, "Is this all it is? Is fighting?" And I go, "Well, that's what got me into it." I go, "Give it a little while." She got me last night. She's like, "I binge watched the whole thing." She goes, "I couldn't." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I loved it.
Maybe I gotta get past.
Yeah, you got to
That's
do
all I
11
know.
minutes.
I can't believe you don't like fighting. Do you not like John Wick? Do you not like The Equalizer?
So, John Wick, I like the first one.
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't get into after that. It lost me.
Oh, no.
And I like Keanu Reeves, but it just lost
See,
me.
I'm big of. I love John Wick. I love all 4 of them. I like all 3 Equalizers. I like that stuff.
I watched the third Equalizer a couple weeks ago.
And that was the
really
worst
good.
one because they dragged it out. I'm like, what is going on? I get it. You're in Sicily. You
It was
love it over
a
here.
lot more violent.
No, it was not. There was a
I
lot more
thought so.
story. It was just like, what is going on here? I get it. You like to go to this cafe and drink your coffee, Denzel. Let's get to the fighting
Well,
here.
he is like 70, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, how many more Equalizers can he do?
Well, I think this is the last one.
That was his retirement.
That's the last one.
Equalizer.
Yeah.
He found his retirement
was.
home.
He found his retirement home.
Yeah, he did. So,
You don't watch any of these, even though you did.
No idea what you're talking
You did
about.
watch one John Wick. You
I did. I tried.
And he'd
And
much rather the Golden Bachelor
movies are
and
you
4
into?
Cowboys.
What movies am I into? I haven't watched a movie in years.
Yeah, we are late to this
Okay.
guy.
I don't really do movies. I like The Naked Gun. 1, 2.5,
Yeah.
33 and a third.
Those were
Chevy Chase. I like Chevy Chase.
You know what we should do in a week or two once the NFL is over with? We need to rank our TV shows again because I still want to see Charles in Charge if it still ranks #1 TV show for you of all time, people of all time.
I think it should. I think it should for everyone. Yeah, not just me.
never got into it.
No? Oh, you need to. If you like to watch reruns, Charles in Charge.
I
Buddy
don't know
Lembeck.
what this is much like you. Like, what does he watch? He doesn't like action and violence.
Yeah.
Doesn't like Charles in Charge.
Doesn't know how to read, so we
Doesn't
know
know
he's
how
not
to read.
reading.
What?
He's not
what,
reading a novel.
What are you
No,
watching?
last night I watched Naked Gun. The second one. I love those movies.
Naked Gun 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. One of the brothers that did the Naked Gun movies has a show on Netflix.
Oh.
I forget what it was. I don't know.
Must be good. Good recommendation.
Yeah. Thanks,
So,
Dave.
Yeah.
I'll check that out
Sorry.
tonight.
One of the guys
I'm
who
Right
did
after
Naked
I watched
Gun.
I'm
his
big into
stupid
the
show
old- the
with
old
the Japanese
All I
guy.
say is watch the trailer. Watch the trailer. Watch the and then don't form your opinion from what I say.
I don't even remember what the name of the show was.
The Brother's Son.
Oh, The Brother's Son.
Watch the trailer, but then again, you know what? You didn't like the action in John Wick, so you may not like it as
Probably
well.
won't like it.
I don't think he's gonna like it.
No, he doesn't like action.
No.
He just it's
Probably
you
not
know,
going to watch the trailer. Let's
know,
be honest.
Two guys here who don't like action.
My
movies
brother
at
told me to
all.
watch Reacher. Have you guys watched Reacher?
You're gonna hate it.
They said I would like it.
Action.
I'm not.
How are you gonna like it? You
I don't even know what it is.
You don't like action. It's Jack Reacher. It's constantly Mission Impossible. Tries to save the world.
The subtitles on The Brother's Son. You got to do a lot of reading.
Ah, forget it. I get
That's
lost.
probably where I
It's
got
not all
it.
subtitles. Just when they
forget
were in
it.
Taiwan, they
Yeah,
had the
yeah.
subtitles. When they were in
Yeah.
LA, it was.
Oh, I
American.
can't do the Taiwan version. I'm out.
Oh, jeez,
No,
guys.
no.
You know, it's just
Tried to watch The Brother's Son last night.
too many subtitles. Guys, it's not even too many subtitles.
If there's more than like 4, yeah, there's too many.
Oh, guys.
The
Four
whole-
too many.
the
Get a,
whole-
little, get a little culture.
The first 5 minutes of the show was
They're in Taiwan. The guy just decided they were
in
trying
their
to
language.
They were
I
trying to
cannot-
assassinate his father. He was flipping out. He killed like 9 dudes in the beginning.
And you got to read about it?
There's not much to say. He's killing.
Subtitles.
read about
Yeah,
it.
you got to read about
Guys,
it. Yeah.
guys, stop it. Please
pass.
stop it. You're both better than this. Tina, I expect more of you.
Do you
know?
really?
No,
Do you really?
You know, it's the
you,
Rhode
you
Island
expect
here.
more out of Tina.
That's what it is. It
Yeah.
was, she didn't have the Rhode Island accents in the subtitles.
Oh, yeah. I saw Tina this weekend.
Yeah, I heard.
I actually get along with Tina, unlike you. You bash her on national TV. I don't bash her. That's probably why she likes me.
I don't. Maybe she should rewind to a couple of the other episodes.
No, let's focus on
I
the
don't know if it
present.
was, complete bash.
No,
No,
it's not
I've
bashing.
never
No,
bashed
no.
Tina. I like Tina. I
No.
feel like she has good, fun energy.
We actually don't do any bashing on this show at all.
We really don't.
Lighthearted humor,
Well,
like
yes.
the brother's son.
Yeah, we don't really
And
bash.
I like humor.
Now that Justin's gone, we don't really bash. When he was here, he was bashing everyone.
Oh yeah, he liked to bash. He was, Hulk smash. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay.
I think that's it, right?
All right.
think
Well,
so.
let's take us out.
I'll hit the button. My leg fell asleep, but I'm still better than that guy over there. It takes him
I'm
forever
sure
to hit
you
the
will
button.
be.
My leg really did fall
Well,
asleep.
he always has a camera turning around, so I can't see the button.
And here we go.